Hello, Buckle Up Bones here, playing Transport Fever 2 on the campaign, America Expanded Chain. We are going to go old school. That is, we're going to add in the oil, fuel, vanilla supply chain. But on the expanded chain, there's some add-ons, and that's lubricants and tar. Tar needs oil or crude oil as well. And we're going to set up our hub for the fuel here in Dallas. I'm going to rebuild this station to suit a few lines. There's going to be a few crude oil lines coming in. There's going to be lubricants going out. There's going to be fuel going out. There's going to be oil going out. And there's even going to be crude heading out. So this station needs upgrading extensively. So we need crude for the tar, we need oil for plastics, which we'll need for the goods factory, we need fuel for San Jose, and lubricants for San Rafael. So there's going to be another bulk carrier, but this time carrying, I think, 4 fuel types, or 4 types of liquids. So first we are going to rebuild Dallas Station, and we might need to rebuild the passenger service too, because this station is going to be huge, and I might not have enough room to fit this in. We'll see how we go. Okay, so what we're setting up is 2 lines to bring in crude oil, a line dedicated for fuel to the New Orleans fuel refinery, a line dedicated for lubricants refinery, a line dedicated for Washington power plant because it needs oil, and currently it's getting oil from Salt Lake City, so we don't need to travel all that way anymore. We can get oil from here. This big long one is a line dedicated for the bulk carrier going to San Francisco, and maybe a spare, and these 2 lines are for Southern Rail for the mail and passenger services. Okay, so let's carry on. Okay, that's the Dallas oil refinery hub done. Now to add in the fuel refineries. And level 1 oil refineries have been constructed. And it's all linked up to the station. So now we're going to sort out, we've got a problem with Washington Express. It's not doing what it's supposed to be doing because of our newly upgraded station. So we're coming from Phoenix into Dallas, and then not that one, not Dallas again. So let's do this again. After Phoenix, coming to the passenger side of things, and then the cargo side of things. That should be number 9. It's working, and it should be number 1, which is right. And we're not finished with Dallas, and we're finished with Dallas cargo station. Now on the way back up to Mobile, we should be coming into the cargo area first, and then the passenger platform, and we're done with that. That will be number 10, and this one should be number 2. That's working well. But the problem is with the Southern Rail. It needs to cross over here. So now, yeah, so that's how it works. So that's our first 2 lines into the station. Next up is the crude oil lines, which I want to come in on platforms 1 and 2. Okay, let's patch in crude oil station 1. Crude oil station 2. Crude oil station 3. Crude oil station 4, which will be a new one over here. And those lines have got alcos on them. Okay, that's our first delivery of crude oil. And that's the Salt Lake oil carrier that we will eventually divert to this station, which in fact we could probably do right now. Salt Lake City. So if we add a station, and then delete out that one, load load oil, yep, that should do it, and then we probably won't need as many, well, we can take out one train, that's for sure. You're gone. And we'll turn you around. So now Salt Lake City has lost all its oil, but we will find a use for that. What we need to do is set up its which platform it's coming into, which is the right one. We want it to come in on this line. Well, at least the oil refineries are now have got shipment underway. There are 4 trains running in oil from 8 oil wells is going to really keep this place humming along. And now we're patching our New Orleans fuel refinery. And we'll create a new line for that. Let's rename that so it makes some sense. There we go. Oil refinery, fuel refinery. Better. And yes, we want it to come in on this track here. That looks good. Now we add a train for it. And let's patch in the lubricants factory. Plus a new line to bring in the oil and take the lubricants out. And the platform for that will be number 4. That's all good. Okay, now we set up our oil bulk carrier from Dallas to San Francisco. Okay, and we will call this Dallas bulk carrier. And on this train, on this bulk carrier, we will be carrying crude oil, picking up from Dallas, crude oil, oil, fuel, but we will be doing 25% each. Lubricants, 25%. Okay, now we buy the train for that. So we want a pretty big train. 3,360 kilowatts. Or we could use the big boy. I think we'll go for this one because we haven't used them yet. Now, cargo. So we're going to have 60 carriages, so it's 15 each. Yeah, I think that's right. Now add this to Dallas bulk carrier. And we should watch that one coming out of the box. And this is going to take quite some time to pass. So that's still on the fuel segment. Okay, we'll let that make its way across the countryside. So now we need to set up the deliveries from San Francisco Station. Now the crude oil we delivered straight into the plant, asphalt plant. The oil has got to go over to the chemical plant, so we need a new line for that. Now we want a delivery of fuel to San Jose. And our final part is a delivery of lubricants to San Rafael. Okay, that should be about it for the oil to San Francisco, that is. And while we're waiting, we might actually check our platforms for Dallas bulk carrier, which we haven't done yet. So we want to come into this one here. Will be, might be 7, I think. And we should check that on the other end. And we want them coming on this big long line here, which will be probably number 1. Yep. And that seems to be set up now. Well, I think we need to check our fuel line. So New Orleans, we are picking up oil, dropping off fuel. And Dallas, we're picking up fuel and unloading, picking up oil, unloading fuel. That's right. So let's look at the bulk carrier. Crude, oil, fuel, lubricants. Well, that's all going good. So we will check the San Jose delivery. Here's the problem. Okay, now we got shipment on the lubricants factory. That's okay. And we got shipment on the fuel refinery. So we fixed our problem. And we got the chemical plant up and running. And what about the tar factory? So we need to pull up the crude oil wells. And there we go, we've got crude oil going to the asphalt plant. And that seems to be the last of the connections complete. So we just pulled into San Francisco Station, empty. But, you know, we got to let things build up. But it looks like we can fit a few more tanker cars on there. These 3 there. And another 2 or 3. So I think I will add in another one of each. Okay, we'll leave it at 64 tanker cars. Okay, next is to get some fuel and lubricants into the Midwest. We want to get some lubricants to Nashville and some fuel to Chicago. And I think we have a spare platform. We have 2 actually, 1, 2, but we'll use this one here to bring fuel up to Chicago. And in Nashville, what have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we need to extend this platform up to 12 sections. So we won't need to go through Dallas. We can take our fuel straight from the refinery, pick up some lubricants on the way, and send them up that way. So first is to extend this station. Okay, now a new line. Fuel refinery to the lubricants refinery, and then we're dropping off in Nashville and Chicago. And they will be loading fuel, loading lubricants, unloading lubricants, and unloading fuel. And our platform will be, number 7. And now a new line to deliver our lubricants to Nashville. And now we need a line to deliver fuel to Chicago. Okay, that should be our lines connected, our fuel lines connected. So let's see. Chicago is now delivering. And Nashville, we are delivering in Nashville. So those lines are set up, and we are supplying. Now we're on the back end of the fuel supply chain, like the asphalt plant where crude has been delivered, and so all the fuels have finished, and the back end is the rest of the supply to the plants. And one of those back end factories is a power plant, and we got one here in Boise, because the Washington power plant is already supplying slag to the brick factory. So we need a new one set up here, and we will patch it in now. And patch in Boise's waterworks for the power plant. And patch in the power plant coal supply with a another bulk carrier train all the way from here in Charleston. So this train will take the coal all the way across the country to the Boise plant. And we can, now we just got one more line to do, and that is over in Salt Lake City to get oil to the power plant, because this separation plant produces oil. So let's do this new line to the power plant. We will call this Salt Lake City oil. And unload it at the power plant. And we will get a train for that. And run it just a little bit. We are now producing oil, and that is probably the last segment of the fuel supply. So we will let that run up. Oh, we need to just make sure we come into the right track, right platforms, and we will come into number 3. And Salt Lake City, because number 1 is going to be picking up slag and taking it to the tar plant, and we're on the right platform there. Okay. Yeah, all we have to do now is let that run up, build up, until we get some oil, coal, water's arriving, and then we set up the slag, and is our next task, which I might do in the next episode. Let's go back to the beginning where it all started. In Dallas, where the oil just started bubbling out of the ground. Oh, they're at capacity already.